June 2nd through the 8th, 1969. Complex problems. The Major explained to us that military intelligence had indicated that a full NVA regiment was expected to cross the highway. Even under the cover of darkness, this would be a risky move for the enemy. My mission was to be inserted into the area where the regiment was expected to move and watch for any advanced party activities. In 2 days, we had found nothing but mosquitoes and leeches. On the third day, one of my men developed a very serious toothache. We were beginning to feel pretty secure that we owned the property and had very little to fear. In an unusual move, we requested a dust-off helicopter to pick up the man with the toothache, and the remaining 3 of us would finish the mission. We found a suitable LZ and waited. When the helicopter arrived, our ailing troop climbed aboard, and the rest of us went into hiding as if we'd just been inserted. After an hour and everything still quiet, we decided to start moving. We had not gone 100 yards when we realized we had entered an NVA bunker complex. The front of the bunkers were so well camouflaged, we had no idea they were bunkers until we were inside the perimeter and noticed the entrance at the back. Fortunately for us, the complex appeared to be empty. We slipped back into the brush and watched the area for another hour without seeing any movement. As our comfort level increased and we were alone, we started exploring the complex. It appeared to be new and never used. And in just a few minutes, we identified over 50 bunkers. We knew we had found the future home of the NVA regiment. We found a night location that was outside the bunker complex, but close enough to hear should anyone move in overnight. The next morning, we returned to the complex. We provided the artillery units with coordinates for the complex. And then we climbed in to the bunkers while the artillery units fired a few test smoke rounds to verify they had the range. Next, a spotter plane was sent to the complex. And with the use of a signal mirror, we showed the pilot the perimeter of the complex so he could recognize it from the air. Our job done, we walked down to the highway and thumbed a ride back to Mary Lou on a military truck. The Major wanted to debrief us immediately when we arrived in Mary Lou. It was a festive mood. We couldn't stop talking about the size of the bunker complex. If the military intelligence was correct, we had an NVA regiment in our crosshairs. All we needed now was to know when to pull the trigger. I suggested to the Major that I had seen a demonstration of some devices that could be planted in the ground that would send out a signal when anyone walked near the device. I was told the device cost about as much as a new Chevy, but this might be the perfect situation. The next day, the Major told me he had checked around and located the devices I had seen. He told me a specialist would arrive the next day with 5 of the devices, and he wanted my team to take the specialist to the complex to install them. The specialist turned out to be the soldier that had demonstrated the device to me a couple of months earlier. He confided that he was a lot more comfortable in front of a classroom than as the 4th member of a LRRP team. I assured him everything would be okay. It would only be an afternoon mission. The gunships crisscrossed over the complex and everything appeared quiet. We were inserted at the same spot we'd met the dust off a couple of days before. Again, we went into hiding until we were confident that everything was quiet. We approached the complex cautiously and entered only after we were comfortable that it was still empty. The specialist did his job quickly. We walked around the devices until the team in Mary Lou was confident that everything was working properly. The helicopter returned to pick us up, and the trap was set. If we could take out this regiment command and control, it would take them over a year to recover. We would bring peace to this small area, for a while anyway.